So anyway, this is about me going live to talk about a lot of the chaos that's been surrounding the women's NCAA tournament, and there's been a lot of talk, and there's a lot of like race talk regarding Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, and of course the invite from Jill Biden. Jill Biden wanted to. She was so excited because she was actually at the game, and which is great for women's basketball. I'm super happy for the ladies because a lot of times no one seems to take women's basketball as seriously, but these girls can hoop. They can hoop, child. So I think that, it was important to at least for someone to speak and so that people know that what the situation is. And I just wanted to sort of like just kind of like truncate it so that we can sort of get it without having to like, you know, look all over the place. Anyway, so Caitlin Clark is the player. She plays for the Iowa Hawkeyes. She's a beast, okay? She's been compared to people like Steph Curry. She's really, really, really dope. She's had some moments within this tournament where she's also been compared to Larry Bird. Larry Bird was a player back in his heyday who was a very good player as well, but he talked a lot of ish, and she does as well. And the thing is, people, whenever Caitlin was talking ish, they were just kind of like brushing it off. But regarding a black player in Angel Reese, who is a Tiger, LSU Tiger, and now a champion, people were actually being more judgmental about her approach. Now, what happened was people seem to have missed. There's a couple of things that's going on here. A lot of people don't watch women's basketball. This was actually a very exciting moment because these particular teams and this it's become so good. Especially I'm watching Caitlin Clark's gameplay. It's interested people just been like interested. Like, I mean, people were like flooded at the bars watching the women's basketball, and I will tell you, I do believe that the NCAA interest in the women's side was far more. There was so much more interest than on the men's side. So that's very good for the ladies. I say again. Angel Reese, again, is the champion LSU Tiger. And she basically just did the Cena, which is the yayo. And that's because Caitlin Clark had done it in a prior game to a prior opponent. So she was like, "You're not going to come for me like that." But again, it's all gameplay. It's all ish talk when you're in the game. So I think that the sensitivity that people have, and this, I feel like this is the thing that I was saying. I feel like people are treating Caitlin like she's like Taylor Swift. Like they think she's just like some like like woo, like oh my god, my feelings are gonna be hurt. She don't need all of that. She's a basketball player. When you're playing competitive sports or anything like in a very very competitive arena like that, you're not gonna be a sensitive kid. Like that's not what that kind of environment calls for. When you're playing sports, people will call you anything to knock your head out the game. It's almost like think about it like battle rap. You gotta like you're psychologically prepared at some particular point. You know that once they seem to know whatever they think your Achilles heel is, then they're gonna go in on that point so they can knock you off your square. That's how competitive sports work. That's how it works. So a lot of people like these Johnny come latelys that were sort of not really speaking to the actual game that probably don't even, we're not even talking about women's basketball right now. I don't think these people that are commenting on this stuff watch basketball at all. They just talking. They're just talking and they just were deciding that they wanted to have a hot take about something that these women weren't even focused on. And at the time, what they were doing was they were demonizing Angel. But Angel really, like I said, she was just keeping the same energy as Caitlin. So here's the thing. This is where things even got like far worse in the news cycle. So, Jill Biden was at the game, excited like everybody else. And she was like, listen, I was so excited at the game and wow, it was, I love the game. And I'm thinking about inviting, I think I should invite both teams. Angel Reese's like, well, we ain't going. And you know what? She's right for that. And I don't think that was, people keep calling it poor sportsmanship, but it's like, come on, y'all. What this boils down to me is that I think a lot of times that we expect women to like just be, we have to, as women, we've all got to come together and let's do things differently than the guys do. No, when was the last time you guys saw a champion team that won, that they went ahead and got the runner up in the White House at the same time as, and on the men's side, let's say like the Super Bowl. Do they invite both teams? So it's like just because it's women, like, come on, girls, let's play fair. Let's go to the White House together. That's ridiculous. I do believe that Jill Biden meant well. That was not something that she was doing in some sort of like, I think she was being celebratory. But I think a lot of times, like I said, as women, we just have this expectation like, oh, we've got to, let's do the thing that the guys don't do. No, you ain't got to do all of that. Nobody's asking you to do all of that. When you go and, when you win a sport, the win, this is not a participation trophy type of situation. These girls are at a very, very high level, at the highest level at the college on the college level, right? And they deserve to LSU deserves to go to the White House and celebrate as any of the men's teams would. Okay, stop tasking women with having to, or just even deciding that women are dainty. And this whole narrative, like everybody in the media seemed to think that Caitlyn was like just like probably like crying in the car about what was going on in the court. That's how you do. Like you guys, you got to get real Gary Payton with it. You got to get like villain with it. Be that person that trash talks. Go, like be Dylan. Like you gotta be, that's how games are played. So I really, really hate that that's being lost in whatever this news cycle is, where people are trying to make it seem like Caitlyn was crying about the trash talk. She's heard far worse. And I'm pretty sure they have said far worse to each other, like even off the court. But that's just more, again, it's what you do when you're in a competitive sports in a competitive field. So please, please, please. Now, do I think Caitlyn cried because they didn't win the trophy? Certainly. I mean, when you wanted, that's what she came for. So of course you cry for that reason. But I will say this, I was wondering if Caitlyn was going to make a statement at all. And I was super, super happy and pleased when she got on the ESPN and they were asking her, so Joe Biden wanted to see if you wanted to come to the White House. What do you think about that? And that kind of question to sort of like bait her to say something petty. And she answered it really great. She was like, I don't think that the losing team usually comes to the White House in a situation like this. Usually it's the winner. Like, nah, let them have their moment. They won. They did. It was a great game. They did a great job. So she really answered that question, pretty graciously. I don't know what people are thinking, but I do know what people put out in to the world. Now, if she closes the door to her house and is like, oh, F that, blah, blah, you know what? At least she kept it at home. Maybe it's that. But she didn't go out there and do anything that was petty. And what did you say, Platon? I think Jill like her. Yes, it's just out of touch and wasn't aware of what was going on. Yeah, I don't think I don't even think Jill was even necessarily watching the game. Drew said champions should be exclusive. Jill is acting president of Karen Energy. Hey Tisha, what's up? Yeah, it's just like that's just so inappropriate. Like, you know, again, I do not think that Jill was acting in a bad way, but it's like if you don't know the game, or and I'm not even necessarily talking about basketball necessarily, like, or really any high level sports where you get to. I mean, listen, even LeBron congratulated LSU on the win. Like, this is like we're at a high level now where billionaires are aware of who these people are. So don't do that. And I think that while it could be racialized, I mean, I saw how they were all in their locker rooms preparing, and you got LSU doing the Boosie stuff, and they're all doing like the in Iowa. So it is definitely a cultural difference. In that I do love how at LSU even the white girls was in there, with the Drew, is Jill dog whistling though? Are we so sure she's got good intentions? I think that I do not. I'm telling you, I don't think that she was dog whistling. I think that with Jill, again, it's more so someone thinking in sort of the white feminist sphere where they're like, well, if we bring everybody together, we gonna save like a really like bizarre, like unrealistic, altruistic type of thing. Like we can bring them to the White House, and then suddenly like racism will end forever. Like I think she's thinking like that, and that is the kind of energy that you were talking about, Drew, on our episode earlier, which is, we deep dived into a lot of things, but yeah, I don't, I'm gonna say I disagree that Jill was acting with malice or malicious intent. I don't think that. But again, listen, that's Tony Ayo. Okay, let's just remember that. And the winner is LSU, and Iowa, they were the runner-ups. It's just the facts. It's just the facts. Drew said we got to send the bots out for Jill because she activated the conversation. Yeah, we got to get, we got to get AI, the bots. Listen, I got something though. Just really quick. This is actually really important to say, and I always kind of this out there. If you threaten anybody like a president, vice president, anybody like that, this has happened on Twitter where somebody like they're not, you can tell they're not serious, but they're threatening the president, like I'm talking about like, threats of violence of that sort, you will go to prison. So I remember very recently, well, not recently, but I remember somebody threatened Obama and the kid got like 3 years in prison and he was a kid. It's like, don't do that. So please don't threaten Jill. They coming. Yes. If you guys are watching The Last of Us, actually, maybe that's what's coming. Maybe I don't know how long we have left in this earth, guys. And I'm not talking about my expiration date. I'm just talking about the earth's expiration date. So, if you got people that you want to love and hug on, you might want to do that right now because the GWORLS are fighting and you don't want to be part of the fight cycle. You want to be someone that can be remembered as a positive, motivating force within their lives. So if you ever need to lead to wonder why, let me know. I'm sorry. The GWORLS are fighting, y'all. And also the YouTubers are fighting. Listen, I'm one of those people. Yeah, things are getting really weird. Things are getting really weird, Tisha. I'm one of those people where it's like I pretty much just kind of like take in everything. My algorithm is a little bit, it's not all over the place necessarily. Like to me, it will feel all over the place to y'all, but I have very, very like varying interests, right? And what I've noticed lately is that a lot of the pods are imploding and like people really, really are just like breaking up friendships. And it just like when you get to the meat and potatoes of the reasons, it's like, why are these people mad? But then it also seems like there's egos involved. There's potentially like income generation that's involved, where it's like one person will say, well, like, I think I should get paid more. And I think a lot of times I try to be equitable about things like that. And I don't feel like people are tending to be equitable. Like people are really looking at their friends and saying, well, I contribute more because I got more followers on Twitter. Like that kind of thing. And I'm just like, whoa, what is this? Drew said your algo is insane, family. We can't talk about the prison the Koku content pipeline. Yeah, I watch a lot of prison content. So yeah, like I'll be looking at stuff where people talk about like their time in jail. And it's so interesting to me. Then I'll watch like tech content. And then I'll watch stuff I listen, I'm real big on like the therapists. I love what they have to say. I love talking to the people that are like self-aware about their like whatever their situations are with their mental health. I think that's very interesting. Of course, it's funny because I don't listen to as much music on YouTube as much. I'll link people music to YouTube because I don't never know what their subscription services are. But I listen to my music on Spotify. That's not an endorsement unless you want to hire me. And then of course I am here for the taking. But again, just wanted to reiterate, this is a really short video because I went ahead and premiered the video because we have another video right now. So you might want to hop out and watch that. We did the episode 15. Drew and I just did another episode of Unhinged. We were on a crazy hiatus, but things happen in life. Nothing necessarily terrible, just stuff be happening. Like I know that I was super busy. I know Drew was super busy, and we just didn't have the time. So I'll start getting back into the rundowns. The rundowns seem to attract a different kind of audience, people that just want a little bit of context, like what's happening, what's going on, tell me about it. So that's what I get into with that. So that's more sort of a newsy kind of way. But for now, I will tell you guys, have a wonderful day and make sure you hop off and watch the latest episode that we just put up now. It's about an hour and a half. So, something to listen to while you're cleaning your house or while you're pretending to actually work and moving your mouse around. I have a friend like that. She moves her mouse. You're like, hey guys, move the mouse so that they know that I'm working. It's a wild thing. I'm not in a situation like that, but it's interesting. Yeah, and also guys, remember I'm the friend, I'm your supervisor. So if you give me some context in terms of like what it was that you were actually applying to and what your duties were, then we can talk about what you did at Acme Corporation and I will tell them of your values. You just got to give me a heads up. Yes. Please, Drew, please subscribe. So guys, remember to subscribe to Koku TV. You can subscribe just by clicking the profile. There's no fancy way I can do this right now. I'm live. I'm actually just in the YouTube studio right now. I didn't set this up in like any particularly cool way. I just wanted to say hi. And I just wanted to say, congrats to the ladies. And I just think that, I don't think that the criticism that is being handed to Angel, I don't think that's fair. It's not valid. and she was making, she was saying statements about, they're treating her differently, and they were saying like she was too ghetto and things like that. And there's a lot of criticism that you get just from being a black girl, and she's just being herself. And to be honest, I just see her as a typical 20-year-old. Like she's not like unusual to me, and she has a phenomenal talent that I would never get close to. I could never learn to play on a level like that. I never had a skill like that. So it's like, who are these people who don't have that kind of a talent talking about somebody? And how can you be too ghetto when she's getting all of these name and likeness endorsements and image endorsements? So you can't say that about someone that has accomplished so much. And a lot of times when people do that, and especially if they do that to you, guys, that's projection. People are talking about you for being you. That's projection. So we're talking about somebody that's like playing basketball on a very, very high level, that is absolutely destined to go to the WNBA if that's what she chooses to do. And you want to say that she's too ghetto, or she looks like this, or her hair's like this, or this and that. She looks like a regular black girl I would see walking down the street in my neighborhood. And she wouldn't necessarily stand out in any crazy way. I mean, particularly, she's 6'3", so that would, be like, that's a different. But then with my, if you didn't know her, a guy's probably at that height, he'd probably be like, oh, you hoop, and she'll destroy you. She'll destroy you. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, what I'm saying, Platon, is that, yeah, they both got the name, image, and likeness deals. But what I'm saying is that no one wanted her to have them. It's almost like they were saying, like, she's too ghetto to represent a brand, Drew's point earlier to me was like, yo, this is the same thing as like, Serena and Venus. Like they brought a lot of visibility by being right. Good afternoon, KV. What's up? They brought a lot of visibility to the sport of tennis. I can't pretend like I was watching tennis. Like I knew about Arthur Ashe. I kept up with the greats. Like, how you have a peripheral understanding of things just because you just sort of want to know what's going on. I kept up, but there was nothing ever in my life like Venus and Serena. And I think that, and of course we've had other amazing WNBA stars too. Of course, that's, but when I'm talking about the college level, I've never really paid attention, I'm going to be honest with you, to the college girl hoops like that. And what I saw was like, yo, these girls are really balling out here. Yes, Drew. He called them, Don Imus called them nappy-headed hoes. Ain't Don Imus dead? That's what you get for calling people nappy-headed hoes. You die. You die. Slow and easy. Got this good job in the city. That's what you get. I don't have that was April 4th. Oh my God, guys, congratulations, guys. We are at the anniversary. Today's April 4th, when Don Imus died for calling those girls nappy-headed hoes. And you know what, guys? I don't have sympathy for people making fun of people. I'm just gonna say it. If you're gonna sit here and make fun of people and you're gonna die in 2007, woo, it's been a while. I didn't realize he was gone that long. Woo. Don't miss him. Don't miss him at all. I mean, in what context would Don Imus even decide to use the word nappy? Like as a black girl, I know what nappy is about. But come on now, Anyways, but this is not about Don Imus. He's dead. So that's, let's keep it to task. So again, there's a couple of new people in here. We just want to say here, guys, that I think that the coddling of Caitlyn, as if she's like some special, like, Taylor Swift, and oh my God, she's crying and she's so hurt. She's a hooper. She plays sports, guys. She's on a sports team. She's heard far worse. She heard far worse coming up than she's probably even heard playing for her for Iowa. You understand what I'm saying? When you play sports like that, even when you play sports like on a sticks, you know the stuff that I've heard? People try to knock you off your course, knock you off your square, knock you out your game, okay? So that's typical stuff. When you're not a soft kid, you ain't got, I mean, I understand being sensitive. You don't walk down the street and like, laugh at somebody because of what they have on or how they look. You don't do that. We're not talking about that. We are talking about things within the context of a thing, right? So that's sports, that could be basketball, baseball, that could be soccer, that could be anything like that. By the way, guys, there's soccer, several parks that I know of, I won't name names. You can actually just join soccer games, right? And the scrimmage with the gang, co-ed if you want to. And I'm thinking about doing a very, very late stage, terrible idea that I have here is that I want to start joining in the games. I was in a co-ed. We were in a weekend softball league. We sucked. I mean, we were terrible. It was just terrible. It was like one guy that was like super serious and like really good, and we were just like disappointing the hell out of him. And I'm like, listen, I'm not gonna get better in 2 days, so this is just what it is. But I had a lot of fun. It was very. I like to be active. You know, that's a lot of fun. But it's not about me, and it ain't about soccer in the park, and it definitely ain't about a baseball. It's about LSU winning. It's about Jill Biden, who I still. Drew said, Drew said, "Do not take up soccer casually, folks. Knees twist, knees buckle." You know, the worst thing I can think of, like when I think about like sports and like taking on things, is like when I think about like these like uh these like UFC type tournament things, and I think about that Anderson Silva injury, and it's like the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And I just, and I saw something like that recently where somebody like I think threw a ball, right? Like a fan got to like throw a, I guess a touchdown or something like that, and the same kind of thing happened to him. Yeah, you're right. We getting old. All I need to do is just ride my bike and mind my business, right? I like to ride my bike. Yeah, that's all I can do. But I like to ride my bike. It's fun. It's good. It's good. Like I like good, clean fun where you can like ride, like have fun being active without having to like sit on a treadmill like you're like like a hamster. I just that type of stuff just doesn't necessarily. I mean, I'll do it, but I don't like it. I've been working out for most of my life actually, and I don't like it. I've never liked it. I just get it over with because it just has to be done. So, anyways, enough about that. So just really quickly, guys, just so you know, uh, Caitlin Clark did put out a statement because ESPN invited her on. She did congratulate LSU. She did congratulate them on their gameplay. She congratulated them on their win. And she said, and it was really, really, really gracious, and I thought it was dope. She's like, I don't believe it. Like a losing team has ever been invited to the White House. Like kind of like I'm misquoting. I'm just kind of not verbatim, but she was like, so they should be able to enjoy their moment. We're good, we're home. We'll try again next year type of energy. So most definitely, guys. Congratulations to the Bayou Barbie and all her friends. And of course, what were they calling uh, Ice Spice? The other Ice Spice. I forget the nickname y'all was saying. Anyways, go ahead, guys. Watch the new episode that we have of the show. It's Ice Spice. Yeah, that's right. Ice Spice Westbrook. I'm getting off now, guys. My name is Koku, and you're watching Koku TV. Please subscribe, and it's at Koku Puff. We're gonna start doing more frequent content, guys. I'm rolling out the content like crazy, crazy, crazy because I'm always in front of my computer anyway. I'm the edit god. If you guys need some edits, talk to me about quotes, things like that. We can get some things going. Peace, Tisha. Thank you guys for joining. I appreciate y'all. Bye. And I promise to put lotion on my hands eventually. I'm not gonna do nails, y'all. I'm sorry. That's where I draw the line. Yes. Oh, okay. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, I'll let them know. Maybe. See y'all. I just like, my thing is I don't like advertising stuff. Like you either here, you not. I'd rather have 3 people that's just here because they want to be here than like 30 people that's like, oh, okay, like let me just see like what you're talking about because okay, like I'm not that type of person. I've never been like that. So we'll see. I'm telling you, I'd rather have the 3 invested than the 50 that don't care. Like that's just how I roll. I'm really more into like I guess that's a part of me that's shush, shush. That's a part of me that I guess speaks to like my loyalty and like my the type of friend even that I am. Let's put it like that. All right, y'all. Later.